Hey guys, in this video we're going to be checking out this new micro drone from KingKong, and I guess they're changing their name to LDARC or something like that. This is the ET100, and there's actually three in this series: the 100, 115, and I believe 125, and that has to do with the motor to motor distance. So obviously the bigger ones the bigger numbers are going to be bigger than this one. This is actually fairly decent size with 1.9-inch 1935 propellers. I think I saw a review somewhere where they were saying that the components in this are the same as the GT series, and that's actually incorrect. The components in the ET series are actually the same as the ones in the Fly Egg series. Now, in the Fly Egg, they did change the motors on the Fly Egg 100 and 130. They were like these silver motors with like these, I guess, closed tops. There's no ventilation. And apparently those motors got hot, so they swapped out the motors for these Sunny Sky motors. And these are the ones on here, and the 100 are the 11. I think these are 1103s. Yeah, they're 1103 1700 kV. So it's same size and kV as the silver ones, but these are actually better. And then the ET 115 and 125, I think they got the 1104 7500 kV motor. So and those are also going to be the silver blue ones, Sunny Sky rebrands. But the rest of the components inside, the flight controller, the ESCs, the 10 amp 401 ESC, and the FPV system, the camera plus the video transmitter, are actually the same as the ones in the Fly Egg series. So you got the 125 milliwatt power switchable video transmitter, the same one that's in all the KingKong micros, 16 channels only. Got the same 800 TV line micro camera, and the flight controller is going to be based off the Pico BLX. It's again the same one that's in the Fly Egg series, and then you got the 10 amp 401 ESC. Basically, all they've done is they've just taken these components from the Fly Egg 100 and then put them into the ET100 with obviously a new frame. You got the carbon frame here, and you got the prop protectors, same prop, same motors, and you got this different canopy here. So obviously designed for indoor flying. You can fly this outdoors as well. I did fly it outdoors. It's a little on the heavy side, so you can't really do too much in terms of acrobatics, and it does get pushed around by the wind a little bit. But these prop protectors here are really tough. I think I flew into a tree one time, and nothing happened to it. Didn't break a prop. It just bounced right off of it, and I just kept on flying. It was kind of nice. So, something like this might be not a bad idea for a beginner. If you have a larger area and if you want to bounce off stuff, these prop protectors will probably save your props and keep you flying. And these prop protectors are fairly, they do give a little bit, so they probably won't do too much damage to like stuff inside the house, like furniture, for example. Probably won't put a dent in the wall, like say one of those frames with the carbon prop protector, like that last one I reviewed, the SPC Maker 80A. That one they had a bad design, and if you flew it inside and crashed into the wall, you probably put a dent in the wall, but this one probably would just bounce right off without any marks. Now, getting this to bind to my transmitter was a little tricky. You can see right there's a bind button to the receiver. I was fortunate that it was actually accessible with a small screwdriver. I just pressed that button while I plugged in the power, and then this is a FlySky version here. The light will start flashing very fast. You hit the bind button on your transmitter, and then it'll start flashing slowly. Then you just power cycle the transmitter and the drone, and then the next thing you're powering, you'll be bound. The procedures for FreeSky and Spectrum might be a little bit different. If the bind button isn't accessible, if for example they flip this over and the bind button's on the other side, then you're going to have to take the canopy off. And there's 3 screws here, Phillips head screws, one there, one there, one there. Take those off, and then the canopy will pop off, and then you can access the receiver. And you're going to have to take the canopy off to access the USB port, unfortunately. There is a small hole here for the USB port, but I was not able to get my the cable that was included to connect here. This hole is apparently a little bit higher than where the port is, and would actually go to the top of the USB port and not actually into the USB port. So the only way I could actually get in here and change the settings for arming and stuff in Betaflight Configurator is to take the canopy off, unfortunately. You might be able to, I don't know, perhaps cut away some of this plastic here on the lower end to get the cable in here to make this hole bigger, then you can probably do that without taking the canopy off. Obviously, if you're going to be making a lot of changes, you probably want to mod it that way, but then it's going to look a little bit ugly with a larger hole on this side and not as much on this side. So this is a design flaw. They should have made this hole lower than where it is currently on the canopy, and then matched it to their side. But unfortunately, that's the only solution is to unscrew the screws that are securing the canopy and then taking it off so you can connect to your computer. So overall, I thought this looked pretty well. It's not as heavy as the SBC Maker ADA, and it actually flew. I was able to do acrobatics. It didn't like dip an arm or cause weird problems to happen while I was flying around. I was able to get some decent flights in. The buzzer does go off pretty early in the flight. I think you need to change the voltage setting on there, and I forgot to do that. So you probably heard the buzzer going off early, but you can, even if you don't change it, you can still fly around for quite a while. I think it's probably safe to say you can probably fly around for at least 3 minutes on the included battery that was included here. It was a 450 2-cell GMB battery, and yeah, it was pretty decent flight time. But the buzzer does go off kind of early in the flight if you don't change the setting in Betaflight Configurator.
Oh, it's not bad. I think it's because it's 3-bladed, not 5-bladed. It looks really stable in the air. Very stable. But it still feels heavy. Alright, let's see what a punch out's like here. Let's bring it back. Actually a little bit better than the ADA, even though the motors are smaller. Interesting. A little bit of prop wash there, coming down. Let's see it do some flips. You got to give it a little more oomph because the prop guards are a little extra weight there, so it's slower on the rolls, or you got to increase your rates. Looks really smooth overall though.
So I am just flying this on the stock settings. I did not make any PID changes. Actually, everything is stock here. The only thing I did was just change the mode for arming. So if you guys are looking for something that's going to fly pretty well out of the box, which I think this does, yeah, this is a pretty good candidate. You don't have to mess with any settings, mess with any PID tuning. It'll fly like this if you just buy it, and it'll fly pretty well. So if you guys are wondering what my PIDs are, I didn't change anything.